We are doing the grade 12 IT paper, paper 1 from 2018, and it's the practical paper. And we are busy with question 2, particularly 2.1, which I think is the SQL part of the paper. So, question 2, we're dealing with the database component of our question paper. And let's just look at the details. We've got two tables, an employees and a payments table. And they give you an idea of what they look like over there. And we are going to be dealing with, I'm assuming, these 5 SQL queries. And then the next question, we'll deal with some Delphi code. And let's go down. There's a restore button. So if we make any changes, we can always just restore it to its original state. So if we make a mistake, it's not a train smash. The content of the data is password, so we can't go into the access. So we're just going to have to do it all via SQL in this question. So we need to, they've done all the connection for us. So we must believe that we're using TBL employees and TBL payments. And so there we go. So the section is only SQL. So we're going to do this. So we can see the tables. We get told the table names, and those are the table fields. So let's start with the first little bit here. So 2.1.1, let's go to our code. Here's our program. You'll notice that there's nothing visible there, but when you run it, because it's the connection is done via code, everything's there. Okay, and then our results will be displayed here, I'm assuming. Okay, so let's have a look. So if we scroll down a bit, let's go down, yeah, further down. There's our button. So let's double click. Okay, so all we have to do is put our code in there, and it's going to run the SQL. Okay, whatever that does, that's been provided for us. So we just got to do this little bit, the SQL statement. So let's go and look what they want. Display all the details of the employees table. So we are displaying all the details. So that is a select star. From which table? TBL employees. Make sure you spell it correctly. It is with an S there. Sorted alphabetically according to the surname. So there's no criteria, so there's no where clause, but we must order by the surname field. Order by surname. So that's the one they want. So it's order by surname. And it must be in ascending order. If it was from Z to A, then it would be descending order. So that is my SQL statement. You don't have to put these in capitals. I just do it so that I can see that it works. So let's run it. And let's display. There we go. Looks like it's sorted by surname. It looks like it's legit. There we go. So that's the first one done. Oh, easy. Let's go to the next query. Next query number 2, we need to display the surname, first name, and number of children. Surname, first name, and children fields. There we go. Of all the permanent employees with more than 3 children. Okay, so let's go. Let's first do the select. So we want surname, first name, children. So we're going to select surname. What was the field? Was the first name? First name. Just like it's spelled there, and the word children. Those are the fields that we're looking for. Make sure you spell it correctly. From TBL employees. Yes, from the employees table. Okay, where. Now we're going to write our criteria. Now what's our where clause? Where they are permanent. How do I know if permanent? Well, permanent field is true or false. Where permanent. Make sure you spell it correctly the way that is in the database. Look at the title there. Permanent equals true. Now, if it's a Boolean variable or true false, then you don't need to put quotes around it. And at the same time, more than 3 children, where the children field must be more than 3, not including 3, so it must be greater than 3. So we use an and so that both of them are true. Permanent, because this is a Boolean, we just have to say true or false, and because it's a number field, we can just write the number. If it was text, we would have to put quotes around it, but I think that is correct. Hopefully that is correct. Let's try it out. Let's run it. I'm going to go, yeah, number 2, boom. So let's look at those. Does it match what I've got there? It looks like it matches. So there we go. That's number 2. Okay, let's go to number 3. Okay, SQL string, let's go. What is the question number 3? Display the payment number and ID number of all the employees who were paid on this date. Okay, so we need the payment number and ID number. So let's just look at our tables. The payment number and the permanent number. So we need the payment number and we need the payment date. We need those two fields. What was that? And the ID number. Are you noticing something here? We need the payment number and the date, but we also need the ID number. You see the ID number's in this table and the payment's in this table. So we're using two tables. Okay, so there's a little trick there. So that's fine. We need to specify where we get this information. So we're going to get payment number and that date from the payment table. What was the payment table? Oh, my memory's gone. TBL payments. Okay, so let's go to the code. So we're going to say select. So we need TBL payments dot payment number. So this says this table dot payment number. We need that. And then we need the ID number from the employee table. So TBL employees dot ID number. ID number, it looks like it's the same spelling. Okay, we get those from which tables? Well, we get them from both tables. So I must say TBL payments and TBL employees. So we get it from two tables where, now it doesn't matter if there's no criteria or not. The moment you've got two tables, you need to specify what is the link between the two tables. Now, if I come up here to the diagram, I'm doing a lot of back and forth here. Okay, let's look at it. There's an employee number in both tables. So that's the link. So the employee number in this table is linked to the employee number in this table. So that's the link from what I can gather. So let's have a look. If I go to my code, my one criteria is, well, TBL payments dot employee number. Okay, I think it's number is the same as the TBL employees table dot employment number. I hope I've spelled it correctly, otherwise it's going to give me an error. So that's the one criteria you will always have in the event of a query with two tables, okay? But you also want who were paid on this date. And what field is that again? Let's go up here. Oh, back and forth, where the payment date. So there's a payment date. And where the payment date, so you can go TBL payments dot payment date is, now whenever we refer to date, if it is a date field, you can have 2017/01/17, but when you're referring to date, you must put hashes around it. So there's the hashes. Okay, not a $ hash. Okay, so there we go. So let's run that and see what it looks like. I hope it works. Hopefully we haven't made any spelling mistakes on something. You can't see the buttons over here, so I'm going to click on it. Ah, there is a problem. Employment number. What is my mistake over here? What error have I made? Employment number. Maybe that doesn't sound right. Maybe it's employee number. Let's go look here. From where employee number equals employees. Oh, Mr. Long, it's employee number. I think that's a mistake. Employee number. I think that's correct. Let's just double check one last time. Go to the top here. Employee number. Do I have that? I think so. Please work this time. That was a printing error, obviously, not Mr. Long's. Oh, there we go. Is that the same results? Do they have the same results as our example? Let's go to, going back down. I feel like I'm scrolling for days here. 131 and 149, and there we go. That is correct. Well done. We've got that query done now. Just a little tip for that question. What you could also do is you could do something like this, where you say TBL payments as P, for example, and then you could say, wherever you see TBL payments, you could say P dot payment number, It could minimize your code. You could do that. That's also another way of doing that. Okay, so let's go down to number 4. Boom. We need to run this code. Where's the question? Okay, delete the record with the payment number 110 from the TBL payment table. Okay, so we must delete that record. So we're using a delete now. This is not a select, this is a delete. So we are deleting from which table? We deleted from TBL payments. And if I just do this, it'll delete everything. So we must delete where. We need to get the where clause. Where the, what was the question? Where the payment number equals 110. Okay. I think that's all we have to do. That seems like it is. Just double check the mark allocation. 3 marks, yeah, that makes sense. So let's run. And hopefully there's no error message when we delete a payment. It says database changed. Boom. So we look. Okay. Okay. Payment. There's no 110. It's been deleted. And that's why we have this restore button right at the bottom here. There's a restore button somewhere at the bottom here. I can't even get to the restore button. Okay, I'll restore it now. By getting further down, I'll restore it. Okay, so let's move on to number 2.1.5, the last SQL question. This one will probably be a challenging one because it's 8 marks, so let's have a go. The net salary of an employee is calculated by subtracting the deductions from the gross salary. Okay, so deductions from the gross salary. So let's have a look. So there's deductions from the gross salary. So there we go. Okay, so that's what we need to do. Calculate and display the total amount that the restaurant was paid towards net salaries per month. Display the month using the field name month num and display the calculate amount using the total. Oh, so there's 2 calculations here. And then when it's formatted as a currency, this is quite a complicated one. Example of output for the first 3 months. This is quite meaty here. So let's go. Let's first of all get this month num. We need to get the month, and we are dealing, just from what I can gather, I think we're just dealing with the payments table. So let's look at this payments table. So there we go. So we're going to get the month from here, from the payment date, and then we need the gross salary minus the deductions. But they want it per month, so we're going to be grouping it by per month. Oh, so that's a lot to take in. Let's first take it step by step. Let's do it step by step. Let's go. Okay, so first things first, in the code, on this button for this one, we're going to run. So we're going to select. We're not changing the database, so we know to select. We need to get the month. There's a month function, and we're using it on the payment date. That's what I know, and we're going to save that. We're going to display that field. If I go all the way down here as month num. Okay, as month num. So that will be from TBL payments. Okay, I know that. Okay, then we need to have another calculation. So I'm going to put a comma here after month num. We're going to then find, let's double check the question. I want to make sure. The total amount that the restaurant was paid towards net salaries, the total per month. So we're adding up all of the total amount, which is subtracting the deductions from the gross. They're really making this complicated. Okay, so we know we are taking the deductions from the gross salary. So he's taking the gross salary. Speaking of gross, this question's gross. It's so complicated. Gross salary minus the deductions. We know that that is happening. So that's a calculation somewhere over here. We're going to be saying gross, salary field, minus the deductions. Make sure you spell it exactly like it is in the database. So that's going to be the total amount for that particular payment for that particular month. And we're going to add up all of them for each month. So that means we are summing this. I hope I'm doing this right. Okay, summing the gross salary minus the deductions. Okay. And that field is going to be called, what is it going to be called? It's going to be referred to as total amount paid. Total amount paid. Okay, so we're going on for days here. We're selecting from there. Okay, so great. There was no criteria from what I could gather there in that question. There was no criteria, but we wanted according to each month. So that means we are grouping it. We are grouping it. So we are group by that first field. Now, I don't think we can refer to month number because I think we have to refer to month payment. I think we have to do that. So we are grouping by, if we go to the end, by the month of payment. So we're going to group it by month 1, month 2, month 3. So take all of the gross salaries minus deductions for month 1, add them all up and display it like that. So I think that's going to display. So I don't think we're done. Let's have a look and see if it works. Okay, so we got some results. There we go. Are they the same results though? Let's have a look. They gave me the first bit. So there's 4897. Yay! We're getting some results. They look like they're the same numbers. Do you see the same numbers? I see the same numbers. Fantastic. So that's working. So let's clarify that. We grouped it. We had the month of the payment date. We used the month function to get just the month of that date. And we gave it a specific name. Then we knew that we had to take the gross salary minus the deductions. But we want to total that. So we summed that and gave it a nice little heading. And we got that from the payments table. But because we are doing a calculation, the moment you see a calculation with another field, this is my tip. Whenever you see a sum, a max, a min, a count, anything like that, an AVG of a field, and if it's not by itself, it's got another field that is displaying, you will always be grouping by the field that doesn't have the calculation on it. So in this case, we are grouping by month number. I don't think we can say that, so we are grouping by the payment date. Let me say that again. Whenever you are doing a grouping or calculation field, and there is another field that is being displayed that is not being calculated, in this case, there's no calculation, there is no sum, max, min, or whatever, you will always be grouping by the non-calculated field. But they also, remember, they want it formatted as a currency, so we mustn't forget that. So let's go back here and format this sum as a currency. So we're going to use the format and put this whole calculation with the gross salary in, gross. And we're going to say comma, and what type we can format as currency. I think we just give it the keyword currency, and I think that will be fine. So the format of this Magoli, comma, currency. Let's see if that works. So does it change? Ah, there we go. It's formatted correctly and the results haven't changed. Thank goodness. Oh, that was a complicated one, but if you take it step by step and follow those rules, you should be fine with that question. Okay, the next video we'll start looking at the other database question.